Okay, this is step 2 video of the basic wallpaper job, the setup. I'm calling it the setup. I've done a couple of other jobs that you'll see, step 1, 2, 3. This is how to wallpaper, the basic setup. I think that's what I call the first video. Now, what did I do since we were off camera? I took a sanding square. Here it is. Okay, I have many of these. This is one of the cheaper ones. Sometimes you're on a job, you forget a tool, you got to go buy another one. I got about 5 of these, but I like the ones with the steel connection. See that thing swiveling? These only have a shelf life, depending on how much you use them, of a couple of months, because they break with the force you put on them. Okay, look what happened. Now I want to show you what happened. You have to sand down the wall. If you want, look, you don't have to do it, but if you want a perfect job, you want to get off the little clinkers. I'm telling you right now, if you want the little, I'm keeping my voice low because there are other people working here. I just want it to be between me and you. So if you have clinkers on the wall, those little things that are sticking up, usually it's done from an unprofessional layout of paint. Okay, so the painter doesn't use a good roller, and so the dust from his roller is coming off onto the paint, onto the wall. But guess who gets blamed when the wallpaper dries? You. Get this thing, you sand down the whole wall, up, all the way up, and all the way down, on a pole. And so this pole is a nice pole. On the bottom of it is your paint roller, or this, or whatever else you thread onto it. Now, let me show you the importance of having done this. I want to take you to the worst part of the wall, which I only discovered after sanding the wall. Look at all of the cancer I got off of the wall. Look at this. Look at this. That was all rippled paint. It's cheap paint coming off. And so I just sanded it and it all came off. But it was all loose. Now, the reason for that is because they didn't prime the walls. So, if you don't prime the walls and you use cheap paint, it comes off very easily. So if somebody's walking by the wall and happens to hit a diamond ring into the wall, the paint comes right off. Why is that? It's not sticking on very well. It's usually paint applied right on top of plaster. So we have to make up for that. The construction business today is beset with a very remarkable phenomenon, and that is people are using the cheapest materials and the cheapest labor to get the job done. Oftentimes this is accompanied by ignorance as to how to paint properly, and the knowledge that the better materials are the better way to go. So consequently, this affects the price of labor, which in turn affects the quality of workmanship that you get, because professionals will only go a certain extent for the price you're willing to pay. So what I do is I demand a certain price, and I make sure that the client knows this is what you're getting for the price. You want to pay a little more. A little more. I often tell them that the price differential between me and your cheapest guy is about 25 cents a day for the life of the job. Okay, if you take a look at how long wallpaper stays up on a wall, you'll find out that people change their decor frequently. So if you were to judge the difference between a cheap job and one that is properly priced, you will find that the price of getting the better job is about 25 cents a day. You can't even get a piece of bubble gum for that anymore. When I was a kid, you got a whole stick of gum for that. Anyway, so this is what I did. I sanded down the walls. Now you will see a scuff to the sheen, perhaps. Let me point it toward the light. Do you see all of that, like that darkness on the wall? See that? That's because of my sandpaper making it dull. You want it dull. When you're applying anything, polyurethane, paint onto something, You want to create little microscopic scratches in the surface. Why? Just the same reason why the concrete guy likes to scratch the surface of the wall when he's putting his, a stucco guy, he scratches the wall. Why? It's called a scratch and brown. You want something for the new layer to grip onto. Same thing with glue, wallpaper, and paint. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to now put this on the tripod, and I'm going to apply a membrane to the wall surface. Now this membrane will keep the wallpaper stuck onto the wall. It will also, and this is the most important part of it, first of all, it's very important that the wallpaper stick, but you can make the wallpaper stick without it, but it makes it extra tacky. Surprisingly, this material that I'm about to put on makes the wallpaper come down like that. Let me show you. There are a couple of companies that make the product. I prefer to use Roman's Pro 999. It's great stuff. And if you check out the directions on Google, you'll see that it does both make it sticky and it also makes the paper come off. I'm not going to give you a long video because what I'm about to do is going to be the length of what would be the video. So I'm just going to show you how I roll this on. Okay? I'm going to start over there and then I'll cut the video after you see me putting it on. Oh, by the way, at the very bottom of the wall is a protective masking. This is a 3M hand masker that you pay about $65 for, unless you get it on sale. Okay, 65 bucks for the, look at my professional shirt. Spencer. So you pull this off and you put this is spooled off from the tool, and look at the bottom. This is how a professional protects the bottom of the wall. Do you want glue on your woodwork? No. You want it on your cove base? No. If your guy doesn't use this, it's because he doesn't care. Okay, look at the bottom. Look at it all protected. Okay, you see that? Okay. If your professional doesn't use this masking, ask him or her, how are you protecting my woodwork? Even if he wipes it off, he's still got glue on the woodwork. And if it's brand new, it's unacceptable. Okay. This is what's called 5-minute mud. And what it does is, it's joint compound, it's plaster. It's called 5-minute mud because it becomes as hard as a rock in 5 minutes. There are accelerators in this powder that permit same-day fixes. So if you should have a wall that was perfect when you estimated the job, and then when you come to do it, there's a dent in the wall, well, you can't put something in it that's going to dry over 24 hours. Right here. So you always want to have this in your tools, okay? It's white powder, and you put it in I like to use paper cups, so you just throw them out. You stir it up with a plastic fork. You start getting your tools all dirty, then you got to clean them. It's more time on the job. Take a plastic fork, anything. Give it a minute to set up. Put in there like peanut butter. It's literally as hard as a rock within minutes, okay? So this is the product you would use. Now, I can't find my quart of shields, but I just showed you the Romans 999. There's also another product called Shields, S-H-I-E-L-D-S, and it's made by Zinsser. Very good product. It does the same job as this Romans. Okay, so whichever one you get, you'll see it when you Google it. You can't find it in the stores. Benjamin Moore sells it. Sherwin-Williams sells it. Any large corporations such as those two, or any other paint store like PPG Paints, you want these products. You want to find them there. And if you're doing this project, if you set it up for Monday and you forgot to get your materials, you better make sure that you order this stuff way in advance, because it may have to be shipped to your house. That's the other thing. So I showed you that I'm rolling it on. Last thing I'm going to show you is this. The green roller that you see on that roller is going to be used to apply my primer. It's also going to be used to apply my glue. After that, I'm going to throw it out. Why? I want new stuff when I work. Now, the only paint rollers that I use to lay out my paint on jobs are Purdy 1/2-inch rollers. Okay? It's like mopping a floor with that beautiful cotton mop. Okay? These are garbage. You don't use this to paint your house. You can spend $75 for a gallon of paint. If you should use this roller to roll out your paint, you just wasted your money. This is a 3/8-inch nap roller. The only thing you want to use it for is non-finish work. Rolling glue on the back of wallpaper, rolling walls with glue. Don't use it to roll primer, because it will create a raised surface, and then it hardens. What is paint? It's a shell. It's a colorful shell to protect the sensitivity of your walls from getting scratched and dinged. It provides color and protection, and it gets hard. You should roll out your walls with a cheap roller. You will see the cheap texture. It'll give you a texture. Go on the side of the wall, look at the light hitting it, and you will see all these little bumps. It's because of your cheap roller. Let me show you a Purdy. This is the roller you want to do finish work. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this fluffiness. Love it. That's the roller you want to use to lay out your finish work. Okay? Well, I did want to show you one last thing, and I'll bring the tripod over with me. Okay? This is the mother of all tools. You're looking at a laser level on a tripod. So you're up on a ladder, you got a level in your hand, you got a smoother in your hand, you got a blade in your hand, and you got the wallpaper in your hands. You got enough? How many hands you got? 2? This tool, I'm gonna show you right now, okay? Okay, let me duck. You don't want that going in your face. Okay, now look on the wall. Watch this. See the line moving? See that line there? Okay. Guess what? It's perfectly plumb.